Yeah. This right here, live, love. It says live, love, laugh. But
live, love, laugh.
Yep, live, love, laugh. And then it says live every minute, love every moment, laugh every day. I've been wearing this shirt every time I perform for at least 5-6 years. Like that's just and a few things. One, I believe in the message, and I created this design one day. I was just on the couch on my phone. I'm always I do my promotions and things like that, and I was just messing around, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I kind of like it. I posted it. It's just like a little image. And then a few days later, I seen someone post it, and I'm like, oh, it must have, resonated with somebody.
Yeah.
And I was like, And then, what did I do? I think I put it on a shirt, and then I wore it to a show or whatever, and I posted a picture, and then someone was like, oh, you sell that shirt? And I was like,
Ding, ding.
I was like, yup. Give me 1 second. 3 hours later, I had a website up. Because, it's mad easy. That's what I do, too. Tech dude. It was like, yeah. And so, ever since then, it's been a great way to, like, make the monetary experience with the comedy a little bit better. You know what I mean? Because it supplements. Because, we travel and this and that. So,
I like that message.
Yeah. Yeah. And too, like, for me, it became like an aspiration. Like, so sometimes, like, I'm the kind of person, my wife would say, oh, such and such is inviting us over for dinner. I'm like, no, I don't want to go. Because I just want to, But then I'll go, and I get that, like, yo, that was mad fun.
That's a good time.
You know what I mean? But, we get so, it's easy to get caught up in your everyday, I just want to chill out and surf, you know what I mean? But then I got to think, like, it's just like, yo, no. Live every minute, love every moment. It's really hard, right? But it's like little things. It's just like, you know what? Why don't we just go? Why don't we just go do this or enjoy that? And I think that's what it's about, man. Just what I mean? Because tomorrow don't matter. We just had a comedian pass away in our community. Artie Robinson, Artie Robb.
It was a donation. I went down with $25. I put it on the counter like, you. The cat cost $125. I was like, you don't got a $25 cat back there?
Y'all may know him. I know he's been out here in Worcester many times over the years. Many people that will be watching this will know him.
All right.
But he just passed away. He's a great comic. So, a lot of times we look and we're like, oh, we want to be here. I'm a comedian. And people say, oh, what's your goal? What's your goal with comedy? What's your goal? At the end of the day, at some point the goal is right now, right? No one ever wants to look at the right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we performing. If we in here in this room, we're performing, we're making each other laugh. Isn't that the goal? Like, you know what I'm saying? But we always look for, like, we always vision what's in the future. But the reason why I brought up Artie Robb, name rest in peace. Like I said, a great comic. We all loved him. He was a great guy. But at the end of the day, what is the goal? Artie Robb did what he did. He's no longer with us. So you have to look at all the times that he spent doing what he did. Then that was the right now, right? And when he passed, like every comment, it was like, yeah, he's funny. But what everybody said was, and this is true, he was a guy that will always pull you to the side and tell you something good about yourself. So and I could say, he was like the only dude that would do that. Like, he pulled me aside. He's like, look, man, these young dudes, man, they don't. It's like, I see what you're doing. You're raising the kids. You're doing blah blah blah. You doing grown man shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that. They ain't doing what you know what I'm saying? Like, so, because it's so competitive. You know what I'm saying? Success is relative, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know where I came from. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you came from. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you came from, so I can't look at you and be like, he ain't. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge a race if you don't know where the person everyone started.
Same argument the other day.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Like, basically, it was like that. I'm gonna be successful. I'm like, success is measured by what you think. You know what I'm saying, success is by, to me, I'm saying I'm successful because I'm breathing. I'm living a life. I'm comfortable. I will get better. I'm saying I'm not sick. I'm saying I'm not in the streets doing this or doing that. I'm saying I'm not saying I'm above that. I'm saying, but I feel like I obtain a successful life where I'm breathing, I'm chill, I'm comfortable, and I feel great. Yeah. I could get better, definitely. I'm saying, but I'm not successful like
But we don't know.
Money-wise, like him.
They don't know what you had to go through just to get where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get where you're at. They don't know what you had to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if people knew, so I just assume, for me what works is just to assume that everybody went through something. I did, man. It was my first feature film, man, and I was in front of the camera. I wasn't behind the camera this time, which was a different experience. So it was produced by HotinRI production company out in Rhode Island, and my man Stanley and his wife behind that. And so it was called "This Is My City, Pray for the Bear." So "This Is My City" is going to be a sequence of stories, and the first story was Pray for the Bear. I played a detective, Detective Toussaint, you know what I'm saying? I played a Haitian detective.
She's the bag.
You better secure the bag before that bitch get fed to the bears.
And it was dope. You know why it was dope? Because it was a serious role. You know, and you know, it's easy for actors, black actors, probably in particular, maybe all actors, to be typecast. You know, and but this was a serious role, so I got the opportunity to like really act and not try and just be like the buffoon. Because it's funny, like when you see comedic acting, and I was thinking about this like a month ago. I was like, man, like with comedic acting, you're always the buffoon. Like, think about this. I'm not a buffoon. I'm a comedian, but when I get off the stage, I'm a real man. You know what I'm saying? But with comedic acting, you always got to be a buffoon. Like you know what I'm saying? Like like can you tell me? Have you ever seen a comedy movie where they have the serious cop and then they have the sidekick funny guy? Mm-hmm. Has the funny guy ever been like a real dude of character that you could, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah, that was a great movie, and I felt good because I got great feedback from. So we premiered it in a couple of theaters, like the Providence Place Mall, which is one of the bigger theaters and well-known theater in the home city of Providence. You know what I'm saying? So we released it there. We released it in another theater, not too far from that. So it was good, man. It was a great project because it brought together a lot of the city's talent. Yes. Like just in that one movie, we had comedians, we had artists, we had hip hop artists, producers. All the artists like that are in this room. We're all connected. So that whole movie was cast with all these folks, man. So it was just like one of those things where like, wow, we'll look back and be like, yo,
you did that. Yo, that's
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How can we get it if you want to take a look at it?
Good question. Yeah. It's everywhere. It's on Amazon.
Oh,
nice. It's on YouTube. It's on Tubi. It's out there. It's called
This Is My City.
This Is My City. Pray for the Bear.
Pray for the Bear.
You'll find it. But with acting, one of the things that I found that was unexpected was that so we've been talking for the last 20 minutes or whatever, and words are just flowing off my tongue easily because I talk this way all the time.
Comfortable.
But when you have a script and you have to say something that someone else wrote, you realize that I never knew how hard it would be because I'm like, not that I couldn't remember, I couldn't say it because I couldn't put this. I wasn't used to
dialect.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that I did a good job and gave the director what he was looking for. Yeah. So these are his lines. I'm gonna give them to you know what I'm saying? I wasn't up in there like, I don't like this line, and I'm not wearing that dress. My son just released an album, and I did his music video. It's called Road to Riches, ROAD, like Road to Riches. And it's his name is Checkmate, CHEKC instead of CK. CHEKC MATE. So Checkmate.
This is two, I'm the dog, you the goose, ready fuse, cover ghouls, I'ma fight, I won't lose, feeling fast, feeling cool, on the dash, you the view, for the cash, for the loot, rest with God. I'm talking school. They say patience is a virtue. Waiting through the days for the way through. First day out here, now it's day two. Came a long way, but we ain't through.
It's a Call Hog comedy circuit, and we showcase the funniest comedians and the brightest lights. So y'all know the Chitlin circuit, right? Which is there's a time where black artists were relegated to certain clubs and venues because of the discrimination practices or purposes or reasons, right? And so they called the network of black-owned venues that black artists could perform in. They would call that the Chitlin circuit.
The Checkmate circuit.
Right. So the Call Hog comedy circuit is kind of like a tribute to that history.
Okay.
But Chitlin is, I guess you would say, like a southern thing too, right? But we're in New England, right?
Yeah.
So it's New England, and we like clams and seafood. So that's why I said the Call Hog comedy circuit. You know what I mean? Just a tribute to always remember, I know where we came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we travel our show around. We like to rent out venues and bring a great show to different cities. So that's the Call Hog comedy. My goal was to try to make you, if you drove 10 minutes and came to our show, you actually felt like you went to like a Las Vegas comedy show. Cause
That's that good, huh?
So what I mean is, like, the comedy is always great because we got great comedians, but the production value, right? So I have my staging and I have my lighting, right? And I have my music connected to my stage, connected to the lights. So like the intros and things like that, it's all syncopated, and you know what I mean. And it's like you guys look like artists, right? You go to any artist show, they try to give you like theatrics and things like that. That's just part of a great show. You're not gonna go to a Beyonce show and just see her just standing there, right? You're gonna have, you know what I mean? I remember watching Diana Ross. She's flying on us. You know what I'm saying? They're like entertaining you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And so the Call Hog comedy circuit is doing its very best to showcase these comedians and create an environment. Because with comedy, environment is everything. Like, if you can control the environment and make it conducive to comedy, like a lot of times they'll just have a bar with TVs on and people talking, and they're like, oh, we're gonna do comedy, and it's like, it's all right. But when you have an environment where people are comfortable, maybe candles at the table, black tablecloths, and it's quiet, and there's no distractions, and the lights are dark, and the spotlight is on, so that everyone, it's a totally different experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so the Call Hog comedy circuit, like I said, it showcases the funniest comedians under the brightest lights. And so, one of the biggest joys I get is when I see a comedian that I've seen before perform at one of my shows, and they do their thing, but their level of performance is like just that much better, just because of the stage was set for them to do well. It makes me feel so like good, like, you know what I'm saying, like to help provide that, and I feel like hopefully they appreciate that too. You know what I mean?
Like 2 more questions, real quick.
That's it.
Oh, I got a lot more. I'm not sure if we have time, but I got one good. Have you ever had a bad show, and how did you feel about it?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
That's a good question. So there were times where I just, you go off stage, you're like, I didn't do what I needed to do. I felt like my voice was too low, or my energy was low. I came in a little, I should have been a little more hot. You know what I'm saying? But halfway through, you can't just be like, oh man, my energy's low, and all of a sudden start screaming. You know what I'm saying? You gotta just ride, So like little things like that. So yeah. But have I had a show where it was just like I effed up and straight bomb like that? I know that's what you was asking. I can say that. And it's funny. I realized though, the 2 times I have, there's a reason. And that's what's interesting. So it's not because, oh, you suck, boo. No, it doesn't even go like that. It could, but it's not that.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I really want to do
comedy. I want to expose some of the funny stuff that goes on in the disability community, because there's some funny stuff. How, first of all, do you touch upon comedy, like with the population like that? Like, 'cause I see you pretty creative in the way you did with me at the comedy show. I thought that was pretty slick.
You're from keeping it personal, right?
Yeah, I'm from Keeping It Personal. Yeah.
What you doing here?
I know it's your show, so
Yeah, right.
taking over.
Go ahead, sir.
Sure.
Okay. So let me just touch on a few things. The first thing, I did jab at you. And there's a number of things behind that. One, I noticed you. I think a lot from what I've learned is that I think people in the disability community, we have a tendency to pretend that we don't see people for a good reason, right? Because we don't want to make people feel awkward, or we want to be respectful. But I think we do the wrong thing by not looking, you know?
Right.
I don't look, they always want to help and stuff. I push them across the street.
Which is so.
They were made for work, though.
There's no rules in comedy, so you could do whatever you want. I always want to say that. But when I did jab at you, I made you the hero.
Right.
You see? I made him the hero. See, most people will put someone down. Oh, you're this, blah, 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 and try to get everybody to laugh at him. That's not going to work. Oh, and real quick.
Yeah, that's my man right there.
Real quick. When you, 5 minutes ago, you said you were thinking about doing stand-up, and your boy in the corner, he didn't think I heard him, but he looked at you and said, "You can't stand." I heard that. Don't think I didn't hear that, though. I do well in different rooms. Just because I'm not too gangster, I'm not too not gangster, I'm hip. You know what I'm saying? I come from where we, you know what I'm saying? We come from the same place. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I respect older folks. You know what I'm saying? And you see what I'm saying? So it's like it. So I have that, and then like you said, witty. We talked about earlier about you can tell jokes without telling jokes. But I like jokes. I like some. Not everything's a joke, but a lot of them are like jokes.
Yeah.
Like wait till they hit this punchline. It's gonna catch them off guard. You know what I mean?
Again, I thank you, Dale, for coming through.
I appreciate it,
everybody.
bro. That was
This is Dale.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Live every minute, love every moment, laugh every day, folks.